I'm disgusted. I'm ashamed of those moderators at ABC News. They did exactly what their bosses wanted them to do. It was 3 against 1. It's very easy to look like you know what you're doing when both moderators are entirely on your side.
Well, hard to argue with any of that, nor would I argue with Megyn Kelly about something like that anyway. She'd probably kill me. Joining me now, Megyn Kelly, journalist, host of the Megyn Kelly Show, which is amazing, SiriusXM Triumph Channel 111, every weekday at noon Eastern Time. Megyn, okay, so David Muir and Lindsay lip injections, they carried Kamala Harris through the debate. We knew they were going to carry her through the debate. They went all in, and they just look. Credibility obviously wasn't a concern. They were going all in trying to win an election. It was obvious.
Oh, 100%. I have so many feelings about it. I'm actually really looking forward to hearing how you're feeling too, because I'm angry. I'm kind of down about it. I feel just depressed about what happened last night. Frustrated. I realize that what you and I are doing in our independent lane is the answer and the antidote to this terrible thing that's happened to the profession of journalism. But right now there's a presidential election to win. And we have these very powerful forces working to undermine one candidate in a way I've never seen before, Jesse. This is, I don't know, 16 was bad, but I think there was still at least the semblance of we want to remain respectable and be perceived by some people as objective. And it's gone. It's gone, and yet they still have a fair amount of power. These two out there, I mean, it's smart he was wearing that blue and she had on that sort of bluish gray top, because that's who they are. They wore their team colors and they were there on a mission. And I don't care how stodgy and stiff David Muir makes his face. He was as bent as they come when it comes to his bias and this race. Going into, who the hell watches ABC World News Tonight? I mean, that it really, honestly, it's mostly for octogenarians. I don't watch that. None of us watches this. But I saw the Media Research Center report saying that they're the most biased of the three. They're most biased out of NBC and CBS as well. Almost, it was something like 92 or 93% positive stories for Kamala Harris, 97% negative for Donald Trump. That's shocking even to me. And last night, we saw that on full display. No Republican should ever agree to go on this channel for a presidential debate ever again.
So why do they, Megyn? Because you're 100% right with all of that. Why do we do this every time? Why is this, what is this Republican need where they feel obligated to walk into the lion's den every time? And I'm not here saying that I should be moderating one of these debates. I'm a complete biased partisan human being. I shouldn't be moderating it either. But why do Republicans feel like they have to accept the ABC debate and they just have to accept whatever couple commies they happen to roll out there? I don't understand this way of thinking. Why?
Mm-hmm. A habit. It's just habit. That's the way it's always been. That's the way they're used to operating. They don't really see another choice. And on the subject of bias, you actually could do it, Jesse. You're not required to be unbiased to host a presidential debate. It's fine. I can guarantee you Jake Tapper and Dana Bash hate Donald Trump, but they did a good job at that June debate. You could not see their hatred or their bias. That's fine. That we can't ask for more than that from journalists. They're entitled to have opinions about the news that they cover and the subjects they cover. They're just not entitled to share it in the context of their interviews, their town halls, or their big presidential debates. That's what we're asking of them. It's not too high a bar. Be fair. Be equally tough on both sides. That's why I feel like I could do this. I can't stand Kamala Harris. I really hope she loses. But if you were to watch me moderate a debate between these two, you would not see me be any harder on her than I would be on Donald Trump. And I have a record that reflects that. They won't do it because their politics are everything to them. So they refuse to check their bias. They all sit around in these rooms, I've been in them, where they don't even see the bias. They think this is just what's dignified, what's required to be a big J journalist who went to one of these, whatever schools. So it's groupthink. But on the Republican side, They need to understand that we're in a new ecosphere now. And if I were Trump and I really wanted to do another debate, I don't know whether he's feeling that or not, doesn't sound like it. I would say I'll do it one of two ways. Either it's just the two of us, or there is no moderator, or I pick one moderator and you pick the other. And then we go, and you could brainstorm on how you want to do that. He wants to pick somebody who would just cross-examine her, and she wants to pick somebody who would just cross-examine him, or he wants to pick the person who will ask him questions, whatever. But the current system is not working. It's not working for Republicans only, and therefore it must be thrown out and we have to start again.
Megyn, I want to wrap up with this. How do you think he did? I thought that was one of the worst debate performances I've seen from him. His first debate, he was so on message, didn't walk into these bear traps they were obviously setting for him. And he walked into them routinely last night. He's talking about Project 2025. He's talking about the exact amount of inheritance he got. It seemed like they walked in with the plan to bait him, and it worked.
He took the bait on everything. It's like me on the side lawn with my dog Strudwick, just to throw the liver snap and he will run at it no matter where I throw it. That was a mistake, but I will say I felt sorry for him. I felt sorry for him because he was in a foxhole and there were 3 people shooting down at him, and it's a very tough situation to get yourself out of. I think he did the best he can. He did the best he's capable of at this point. Could somebody else have done better? Yeah, I think J.D. Vance, probably, if he had been in that situation, and he will be soon, he could have done better. But I really had sympathy for Trump, because what a difficult situation when all 3 of them are piling on and there is no lifeline anywhere.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that. I said that was the last one, but this one is. Does it matter? I know that it's not nothing. The first presidential debate is something. People do watch it. They make decisions on it. But does it matter that much?
No. It doesn't, and I don't think this is going to change the election results, or maybe not even the poll results. Maybe a couple of days we get some polling bounce for her, but I don't think so. I think people are pretty dug in. You'd need a huge momentum shifter in order to really affect the polls. That's not what happened on Tuesday night.
Megyn, you are the best. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.